Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We were working on the GT500 today. Not really working on it, kind of figuring out some stuff. So let me go flip you guys around and show you kind of what's going on in today's video. So today's a big day. We're doing our first wide open throttle pull with now cammed GT500. We got approved for watt tuning a while ago, and it's the first nice-ish day. It's a little over 60 degrees, so I figured it's a good day to go ahead and do this. If you're not familiar with the car, quick rundown. Cams, VMP Gen 2, supporting mods. Super short list, there we go. A couple of things I changed since last time. Put a new gear set in, went ahead and ran down and broke them in. They're not whining anymore, so I think I did a good job on that. Check out the last video on the car if you want to see those. I did do some adjustments though. So when I was under there, I went ahead and adjusted my pinion angle. I noticed that when I was done adjusting the pinion angle, the axle was sitting further back than it should have been. I didn't tell you guys in that video, but when I was under there and undoing it, I went too far and the entire upper control arm adjustment nut basically came out in my hand. Very concerning situation considering the rear axle was what was supporting the weight of the car and I was under there. Long story short, put it back in, but I wasn't comfortable with the number of threads that went back in to get it to the right angle. So what I wound up doing, I have adjustable lower control arms as well. May or may not have this problem if you don't have adjustable lower control arms, but I went ahead and rotated them to pull the wheel forward with the, or pull the whole axle forward, equal number of rotations on the adjustable lower control arms right there. Tighten up those nuts, and then redid my pinion angle again, and now the axles move forward plenty, everything's threaded in plenty, so I feel a lot better about that. That was a little concerning. Other than that, really nothing else changed in the car, so go ahead and get underway and get a tune going. So I'm gonna do a data log. I want to show you guys how I do a data log anyway. Very new to this stuff, but basically what I do with a tuner, and run through it one more time to get everything set up for this drive. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how we do data logging real quick with this. And pretty much got your SC2 tuner right here. The only thing I don't like about this particular setup, you know, plug it on the OBD2 port, is you don't get to have my gauge Aeroforce also plugs into OBD2, so you don't really get an option to see both at the same time, which would be nice. But it is what it is. So run this guy over out of the way. We have up in here, I ran this guy. This is our auxiliary input cable for the wideband. And let me know if you guys really care about seeing how that's wired up, but it's kind of a pain. So we have that. So we got check. This is what goes into our laptop right here. It's this old style micro USB plugged right in there. We gotta pull out our laptop and get everything set up real quick. All right, so got our laptop pulled up. You may or may not need to install some drivers or whatnot. Doesn't really matter. You'll figure it out in your first go around. Plug in our USB. So we got here is our Gen 2 live link. We're going to open that up. And then we have our Venomous tuning folder, which your tuner will probably give you some kind of config file. All that is how they want Gen 2 live link to display. So I want a data log vehicle. We want to hook up to our USB port. Check. Connect the USB or connect to OBD2 port, check. Start the engine, so need your cold start of the day. All right, let that do its thing. Gotta warm it up anyway. What's next? Let's see if this is on. Check communication. Okay, vehicle info, check. Currently it's going wild down here, loading up all potential parameters it wants to see. That's kind of what's taking so long. Okay. We do not want to configure, so we want to go, let's see now. Open a configuration file. Do not want to merge. Want to do Venomous log config. Alright, there we go. So let's see if we can start a data log. Okay, all of the things. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a lot of things going on here. So this doesn't mean jack crap to me, so we're gonna go ahead and stop that. Stop your data log, go up here to file, save as, whatever we want to save it as. So yeah, there we go. Nothing too crazy. So let's go ahead and get underway. Seems pretty straightforward. I just want to make sure I knew what I was doing before I went ahead and did a run all for nothing. You know what I mean? Don't want to waste that opportunity. I've never been so nervous to do a pull in my freaking life, boys. Good grief. Honestly, I don't know why I'm so nervous, but man, I will say there's definitely some power taken out of it. You said it's super conservative, no real added timing or anything, so that's good. But yeah, holy crap. Very, very nerve-wracking, fresh, you know, everything. Jeez, but it felt good. We took it up to 5,000 RPM, I think, 55, something like that. And yeah, that's pretty much that. When it stopped Dialog, you go and pull off real quick and save it. And then, well, there we go, I guess. Good grief. My heart is a million miles an hour, but shouldn't blow up. It felt good. Definitely not the fastest pull she's ever done, but that's fine. I'm sure the power will come with the next couple revisions. So, whew. Man, dude, oh man, that is fucking nerve-wracking. All right, pull off right here and save this real quick. Got this nice little dead area, but there's pretty much nobody, so more or less good to go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and head back to the house, and that'll do that. So, like I was saying, course sports sound pretty good. A little more raspy than the Outlaws. However, all in all, with the windows up, just cruising a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, sounds great in my opinion. We got no crazy drone. The only thing really sound-wise we got left, no real gear whine. I don't know if you guys can help, it's like a sound, so that's because I have solid linked lower control arms that are right on top of where the axle or real wheel bearings are. So that's the only sound I really have left, and I might change it to a poly setup, adjustable lower control arms this way to get rid of that noise. But it sounds pretty good. So let's go ahead and head back to the house, and I want to give this girl a bath because it hasn't been cleaned in probably over 2 months. Got a little bit of just tons of garage dust and everything else. So we'll go ahead and give her a nice good bath and tuck her away for the rest of the winter. Must be another warm day and a new Dialog to do. All right, well, we're back at the house. Time to give a little girl a wash, put her back in the garage, and well, I guess that's pretty much gonna do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and run through time lapse this wash real quick. I don't know, maybe not. Honestly, never mind. That's pretty much gonna do it for today's video. I'll see you guys next one. So yeah, she felt good. We'll see how many more revisions we need to get this thing dialed in, and hopefully get some track down this season. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Good old cam sounds. I can't let you guys go without listening to it real quick. I love this thing. Hold up. Would you just listen to it? Oh yeah. Alrighty guys, I'll see you in the next one. It sounds great. Alrighty guys, so there's also a couple of things I want to show you on the Dialog. I figured we'd just go over real quick, and that'll kind of help alleviate some issues. Not issues, but questions you may have if you're curious what a Dialog looks like. So let's go ahead and pull it up real quick. Alright, so right here, this is pretty much what your Dialog looks like. You can get a replay, and you can kind of see all of this stuff going on over on the side over here. Yeah, so let's break these down real quick while this is going. So we got throttle position, angle command, and actual throttle position. If you click on these, you can see that's what these guys are. So they should match each other. Commanded is what's my foot's doing, what it's reading, and then actual position is what it's actually doing. So that's one we want to look at. The orange wire right here is my wideband, so you can see this green line. Up in here is it's around 14. Oh, that's around stoic. 13 is what you want. And then as we go watt, you want it to be a little bit on the richer side. 10.9 is the target goal. 10.8, 10.9. So You'll see that drop in a minute here, and I'll go over that in a second. RPM is down here. That's kind of helpful. It's a little difficult to see, but it's right there. We got spark advance, which is down here, so you can kind of see the spark start to come in as the pull advances. So that's there. And other than that, vehicle speed, which is off a little bit. I was doing some calculations. It's about 5 miles an hour off, so we got to adjust for the 373s. So RPM's rising. You can see our spark is going up a little bit. So if someone says like 21 degrees, it's not just 21 degrees flat line across, it's increasing. But yeah, so that's pretty much data log. Again, base tune, very mild stuff going on from my understanding. And that was the pull. So pretty much that, nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and pause it, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys things that matter. So this is why we're kind of going through this. We got right here, this is the one I want to pay attention to, is the air fuel. Stop playback altogether. So air fuel, when it's idling, it should be around 13, 9, 14, a little right around there. So that's pretty much ideal for like low load situations. That's where you want best gas mileage, all that stuff. It's good to go, good to go, good to go. And then we start our pull right here. Let me go ahead and get rid of fuel pump voltage. We don't really need that. Fuel rail pressure is kind of interesting. So right before we go wide open throttle, fuel pressure in the rail drops a little bit, and then it kind of jumps up and stays around the 40s, a little bit higher into the 50s. This little drop right here is the watt box transition right up in here. But what matters, again, air fuel ratio. So the car felt very slow. Felt kind of like a dog when I was getting on it. Definitely down a bit of power, and the two main reasons are for that. So it's running real rich. Rich meaning it dropped all the way to 10.1, 10.0, which is almost like that's the lowest the gauge reads in terms of, I guess, data points, voltage. So anything lower than 10 won't be readable, super rich and fat. So something could be up with there. It could be the tune. There's a potential. There's a couple things I need to check out on the actual car itself. Been in contact with the tuner since this pull, and we'll kind of go from there and see what's up. Keep you guys in the loop. But yeah, so it went down. So super rich all the way through here. Spark starts coming in a little bit. Still super rich, super rich, super rich, super rich, all the way up to 5,400 RPM right here. So we got 5,400 RPM. Did our watt shift, so it cut fuel as well. That's when we went super lean for a second there. No biggie, no throttle applied whatsoever. And then, or not throttle, no spark was going off right there. As you can see, spark drops off. And then, yeah, finish out the pull. So nothing crazy, just a quick little data log pull, and then stays at that wide open 10.0 range right there. And then we let off the throttle, and our RPM starts coming down and everything else like that. So pretty much data pull. Figured you guys might find that kind of interesting to see what I'm looking at, and that's really about it. Now, there's a couple things you can figure out. Some of these parameters are 0. So like this one's zeroed out, but there's still a graph, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. But some of these more important ones, like injector duty cycle, I would like to see, but that's unfortunately a straight line, I think. I don't know. There's still a graph on here, so I'm not sure. No, that's totally getting graphed out. I wonder why it's showing up as 0. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'll have to do some sorting out on that, but that's pretty much that. So that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. I just want to show you guys kind of what we're looking at in the data log. I am just learning how to read this, so a professional or someone else, i.e. the tuner, knows what he's actually doing with this stuff, but I figured I'd convey my limited knowledge to you guys. So that's pretty much that. So where we go from here, if you're curious, pretty much after this, like I said, send it over to him. I checked a couple things in the car, and then we're going to do a revision and rinse and repeat. It's currently snowing outside, so it's probably not going to be for a little bit until we get a chance to do another pull and see what happens. So it's pretty much that with the tuning process, and we'll just keep going back and forth. I don't know if I'm going to film all of it, and once we get it dialed in, we get it dialed in. Should be good to go.